Alex, I actually met him through social media, so Facebook. So that's how he reached out to me. And I'm in Utah. Alex is in St. George, and we kind of connected super well on a lot of. We kind of believe a lot of the same things with like business and helping loan officers grow their business. So Alex, I just have a checklist, but he's going to go through how he did 60 million in volume without an LOA and just kind of like his lead generation strategies. He also has a platform called Rate Update, and this is why I'm so excited about this meeting. We got it integrated to Hova, and he's giving everybody that's a client of Hova 6 months free. So you don't have to spend anything for 6 months, and there's a ton of value. So I'll hand it over to Alex, kind of go over what he's done. And again, we try to do these once a month with different people inside of the industry just to bring value of what other industry leaders are doing and loan officers. So Alex, anything else you need from me before I hand it over to you, man?
No, I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm excited to be here.
Cool. You're all yours, man. I'll go on mute.
Cool. I love it. So there's a couple different ways and a couple different things we're going to be talking about in this video. And my goal truly, I'm not going to ask you guys for money. I'm not going to ask you for review. I'm not going to ask you for anything today. I want to give you as much as I possibly can today for free. Devin did touch on my platform called the Rate Update. It's an interest rate digest that goes out to your referral partners and your clients. That's branded by you. You can control the margin of the rates that we pull, and it's meant to act as a top of funnel to drive more clients back to your business and your referral partners too, right? Very similar to tools like Home IQ or HomeBot, except this is not only a fraction of the price. We're giving customers and referral partners information that they care about, right? Which is, hey, Aaron, what are rates doing? Look into your crystal ball. When are rates going to go to 3% again, right? That's what Rate Update does. So we get tons of engagement because your customers care about, hey, are rates trending down or are they trending up? They use this tool as a way to make those decisions, but it's meant to position you as their person. I'm an originator. I'm in the trenches like you guys are. I'm dealing with AUS. I'm dealing with underwriter conditions. I'm dealing with real estate agents and title companies, like all the same stuff that you guys deal with, I deal with. And I built Rate Update as a loan officer because I realized that I would get calls from past clients and come to find out they already refinanced their mortgage with someone else, right? Or the servicer that acquired their loan from my mortgage company starts soliciting them, right? Mr. Cooper was acquired by Rocket this last year. I was looking at my numbers. 80% of my past database is was serviced by Mr. Cooper, which is now owned by Rocket. And what is going to happen when they turn that faucet on, when rates do improve, right? How am I going to outspend Rocket Mortgage? Oh, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay.
I'll message Chad.
Okay. So how am I as a loan officer, as a single LO, I don't own the mortgage company. I don't have big, huge pockets with infinite money to spend. How do I position myself with my referral partners and my past database to ensure that they come back to me again? On average, I don't know if you guys looked at your numbers. On average, we lose 80% of our clients year over year. And that means only 17 to 18% of our clients will transact with us again in the future. How do we go build a sustainable mortgage business when we're always on the hamster wheel acquiring new customers, right? You name any other service company that's out there, they would not be able to survive if they only relied on paid acquisition to build their business. So we need to equip ourselves with tools that allow us to take that number from 18% to 25%, to 30%, 35%. Well, I dug deeper and I said, okay, well, why is it that we're losing these customers? Now, certainly, some of them didn't like me. They're like, Alex, you suck. I don't ever want to work with you again. I hate your process. You were terrible. But funny enough, that's a very, very, very small portion of the clients that didn't transact with me again. Funny enough, the mass majority of people that didn't transact with me again actually left me a 5-star review. They left me reviews that said things like, Alex was the best. I would send them to my family member. They were amazing, right? Well, why is it that when they transacted again, I wasn't their first call? Most people have good intentions, but the problem is the moment you get them their loan, Kimberly, they forget about mortgage. They don't care about rates. They don't care about anything when it comes to getting their loan again until they enter that buying cycle again. Now, here's the challenge that we all have. We all think that a client makes their decision on who to go with over weeks or months. Most cases, it happens in hours, maybe days. So how do we position ourselves to make sure they remember who Alex is or who Aaron is or who John is the moment that they enter that window? Now, here's what normally happens. Your client goes, you know what, babe, I think I want to buy another house. Let's go on Zillow, right? That's where everyone starts to shop. Most people, realtor.com in some markets, right? And they're just window shopping, super innocent. Well, then what happens is they go, oh, wow, this one's actually really cute. We should go look at this one. Okay, no harm. We're not buying anything right now. Click the request tour button. Well, what happens then? They just landed in someone else's top of funnel. That agent's going to start hounding them, or multiple agents are going to start hounding them. They're going to go to the house. And in some cases, they say, yeah, you know what? We're just looking. We're just kicking tires. We're not interested. But a good, probably about 15 to 20% of your people end up saying, wow, they start to envision themselves owning this house. They start thinking like, oh man, okay, we got to sell our house. We got to buy this one. Okay, cool. And now that they get wrapped up in the minutia of buying a house again, and what does that agent do? Hey, you need to go talk to my lender, who behind the scenes is paying 50% of my Zillow cost, right? And most cases, they didn't even think about you. And it wasn't because they don't like you. It wasn't because you did a bad job. It's just because in the heat of the moment, they're more concerned by themselves than they are with anyone else. They are like, well, we like this house. We don't want to miss an opportunity on it. Let's just jump into it. Yeah, send me your guy. I'll talk to him. Now, most of us have tools in place like Monitor Base, where you get a text or a message that says, hey, your client just pulled their credit with the competitor. It's too late. Because by the time that notice hits your inbox, you're already multiple days have passed. Some cases, they're already under contract and appraisal's already been ordered. So this is why I built Rate Update. Because how do we position ourselves to be top of funnel, to be the person that says, oh yeah, I saw Devin's email last week about how rates are trending. Okay, yeah, let me call Devin, right? So we're going to dig deeper into Rate Update later. We're going to talk about the amazing, the incentives and the integrations that we're building with Hova Digital already. But I actually want to talk about a couple things first. I want to talk about my business. I want to talk about how I built my business and the trials and tribulations I've been through and what that current iteration looks like today. I want to talk to you guys about how you can go and generate leads today with no money out of your pocket. I think that'll be enough, hopefully, to leave you guys with some really cool things that you can start to implement in 2026. So my name is Alex. I actually work with Guild Mortgage. The company I work for was Academy Mortgage. We got acquired about 2 years ago. It's been a pretty solid. So I'm a retail. We broker non-QM stuff. So I do all types of loans, like just like many of you here in this chat today. And I've had every variation of a mortgage business as you can think of. I started in 2018. I did $1.2 million my first year in the business. I made $24,000. As you'd imagine, that's not enough money to provide for a family. That's not enough money to do anything these days, right? So that wasn't going to work for me. But over the years, my production grew. And I grew this vision of like, hey, I want to have 10 loan officers. I want to do $150 million a year production. I want to be this type of producer. I had all these loan officers working for me, and I was helping them drive leads, and I was helping them with support, and I was miserable. Because what happened was they started thinking that I was taking all the good leads for myself. Like, oh, Alex is closing all the loans because he keeps all the good ones for himself. Now, keep in mind, I built up this nut of about $10,000 a month between lead generation, CRM costs, phone calling cost, like all of these expenses I built up. And then what happened was rates started going up, right? 2023, 2022. And it completely wiped out every single loan officer that I had on my team. Not one person that was on my team is still in the business to this day. And around that time, I was already doing about 95% of the production in my team anyways. And I was trying to run the team and I was doing all these admin tasks. I realized that wasn't what I wanted anymore. I realized I was like, you know what? I want to get as lean as I possibly can. I want to cut as much overhead as I possibly can. Because if I'm going to survive, because I'm sure many of us in this call probably took 60 to 70% cut from COVID highs, probably. So we got obliterated, just like many of you. And many people, loan officers, that aren't even in the business anymore. They're out. They're like, see you later, guys. I'll come back when rates get back to 4%. If they get back to 4%. My strategy at that point was, okay, if we're going to survive, because we have a massive, massive opportunity on our hands. If all the people that were calling my real estate agents before, when things were crazy, are now leaving the business, what's the opportunity now? All these agents need to be serviced. Now, sure, agents also took a hit, but your agents are no longer getting 5 or 6 phone calls a week asking them to go to lunch. With XYZ lender, we can close in 15 days. I got the best rates. They don't care. They're oblivious to that now. And they're not even getting those calls, right? So how do we survive during lean times, and how do we scale our business during good times? And so this last year, I had an LOA. Well, it was in 2024, I had an LOA and it didn't work out. We had to let him go. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to hire a new LOA. It's going to go me and one processor, because whether I did 2 million this month or 10 million this month, I want to be able to optimize for profitability. And I don't want all this overhead. And honestly, I don't want the stress. I don't want the stress of needing to tell people what to do when they're looking at everything that I'm doing, right? So here's what I did. I said, okay, I'm going to do it for the next year. I'm going to commit to not hiring an LOA. And then that bled into all of 2025, no LOA. We did $60 million last year, 85 to 87% that's purchase based. So the majority of my business is purchase focused. So my one piece of advice is rates do get better and probably not, especially with what happened after the refi boom, is to not build your business on the back of refinances solely, right? So building a purchase-focused business sorry, my dog's barking. I hope you guys can't hear. A purchase-focused business going into 2026 that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg to do so, or cost you your soul, right? Which means working with not the right real estate agents and partners. So here is what I've done to really craft the business that I've wanted. First, it starts with mindset. What kind of business do I even want? You got to get clarity around that first. I got bit by the success bug, and it was, if I'm not doing $100 million a year, then I'm not really worth a damn anyways. And that's terrible. That doesn't make sense, because there's many LOs out there doing 10 million, 15 million, 20, $30 million a year, making tons of personal income, managing their debts, managing their expenses really well, and they can control their time and their schedule, right? So I said, okay, well, what kind of business do I want to build? And then I started working backwards. Well, if I want to do $60 million this year in production, that's X amount of production per month, that's X amount of credit pulls and applications per month, right? We can work that backwards. But it's going to come down to, how much demand can I build for my business, right? And that is the big problem that we need to all solve. We're all good at originating. If you are the best lender in the world, you know all the guidelines in the world, but you can't talk to people, can't overcome objections, you can't sell people, agents, clients on you, then you're going to be broke anyways, right? And vice versa. You can be the smoothest talking loan officer, you can be super likable, but if you can't perform, people are going to find you out and they're going to be like, hey man, I sent all my business to Shelby, but man, you can't close, brother. I'm not going to send business to you anymore. So we have to find that balance between, okay, I got to be able to solve a demand problem and be able to get these deals out the door as clean as I possibly can and control the narrative and make sure people like me so they want to transact with me again, right? So that's what I did. I said, okay, I've identified what kind of business that I want to have. And there's no right or wrong answer. Again, it could be a $10 million business and you might want to work 20 hours a week, right? Or it can be a $50 million per year business, right? That is totally based off of your desire and your income potential and your income goals. So now I want to talk about agents. How many of you guys, hit in the chat, rely on real estate agents to build your business? I do. Kimberly, you don't. Do you work for a builder or past clients?
I have a great resource of COIs I work with local banks, things like that. I mean, I do work with realtors, but I try to not make that my number one focus.
Yeah.
You're only as good as your last deal, generally.
100%. And there's always someone with a better rate, right?
Of course.
And I love it. And you guys are already nailing it. Like, your COI, CPAs, financial advisors, builders. I work with the largest production builder in my market. And that took me 6 years to nail down. And now I got it. That's a $30 million account with one builder. Insane, right? $10,000 lender incentive. It's like, how do you beat that? Right? But you guys have nailed it. You want to have a healthy mix of demand creation. So CPAs, financial advisors, divorce attorneys, real estate agents. Now I'm going to talk about real estate agents, but this lesson applies across the entire board. When I first got into business, I spent and wasted so much time, energy, and money working with the wrong people. And I'm going to tell you a quick story. I didn't have any money because I made $24,000 my first year in the business. And this was my second year in the business. Still didn't have any money yet. And I thought that for me to build my production, I needed to pay for a real estate agent's leads. How many of you guys been there before? Right? I've been there. I've lost tens of thousands of dollars doing this. Okay. And I want to tell you what happened. They were I was paying $1,000 per month. So I was paying $1,000 per month for their leads. And 9 months goes by and I only closed one deal from that agent. I was $9,000. I didn't have $9,000. I was $9,000 in the hole on a credit card, probably paying 18% interest, right? And the day came where I was like, hey, I can't do this anymore. This isn't going to work. You don't send me enough business. Now, I made a major mistake. I didn't have the backbone to look them in the face and be like, Aaron, you don't send me enough business. And if this is going to work, you need to send me way more business. And I should have personally set better expectations with that partner. So with that being said, he told me, sorry, bro, someone's going to pay for it. And I just was like, oh, are you kidding me? Right? So that was a day I was like, never doing this again. Ever doing this again. And it wasn't that paying for leads was the wrong decision. It was at root cause. I was working with the wrong people that didn't align with me, people that honestly didn't even do enough business for me to be hustling them anyways. So here's my first suggestion. And here's my first lesson is, number one, we need to have clarity on who we're going to go work with. Who are they? What kind of production do they do? And what fits my buy box? Okay. And well, what is a buy box? Well, if you go after an agent that does $30 million a year in sales, but it's all listing, why am I going to hustle that person? Because they probably don't have a lot of purchase spin-off business anyways. Now, I'm not saying don't be friends with them and try to build some sort of relation, but don't put all your eggs in that basket. Just like going to lunch with an agent that does 3 deals a year. If you have an agent that does 3 deals a year and they might love you, right? Aaron, they might be like, Aaron, you are the best. I love you. I send you all my friends and family, but they only have 3 deals. Even if they sent you 100% of their business, 3 deals is not going to make or break your year, right? So those are 2 ends of the extreme, but you have to be able to identify who's my buy box. What agents or referral partners, CPAs, divorce attorneys fit the criteria that I'm looking for. So here's my criteria. Purchase focused. Sorry, guys, 1 sec. I think my alarm's going off. 1 second. Okay, sorry. My wife set the alarm off. Okay, so I want to make sure that every single agent that I work with fit a certain production criteria. I want purchase focused that do $8 million to $13 million per year in buyer focused transactions. Because 8 to 13 million is going to put you around 15 to 25 transactions a year. Now, you're not going to capture 100% of any agent's business because they just don't have the ability to send you 100% of their clients. They can't fully control. But if someone does 25 transactions a year and you convert at a 35% conversion rate, you're going to get 8.7, let's round up, 9 deals for them per year. 9 deals, let's say the average loan amount is $350,000. Again, some markets might be different, higher or lower, right? That puts you at $3.1 million a year in production from one agent. Now, if you say, okay, I want to do $30 million this year, how many agents do I need? I only need 10. It's impossible for all of us to go manage 1,000 relationships. I don't care how good you are, how likable you are, not going to happen. You can't service that many people to your full intent at all times. What's the rule? I think you can only have like 75 close friends or 20. I don't even know what the rule is, but if your entire life was dedicated to mortgage, that would be your entire, that'd be the only way you can manage relationships would be your agents. So I want to change the narrative of like, hey, let's go cast this wide net to go and get all these agents that don't really give a damn about you. And let's say, let's go after 10 to 15 strong referral partners that fit my buy box, that I can become friends with, that will send me all or as much as they can to their business, right? If you're someone that's building your business and you're brand new, this is the best piece of advice that I can give you because it cost me, I don't even know, probably $50,000 in mistakes working with the wrong people in my career, okay? And now I have a much tighter net that I filter agents through. Now, I'm not saying, oh, sorry, agent, you don't do enough business. I'm not going to talk to you. Like, it's not like that. But I certainly put people in different buckets. If it's one of my key referral partners that sends me $20 million a year in loan production, I'm taking their call on the weekends, after hours, on holiday, right? Because that's very important to my livelihood. That's very important to my business. Okay. So that's the first step. Identify how many referral partners you need to hit your production goals. And you need to curate and specify what does that even look like. And again, I talked about agents specifically. It can be builders, it can be referral partners, it could be CPAs and divorce attorneys and XYZ, insurance agents. But too many of us are going into this blind and going after anything with the pulse. It doesn't work. Any questions about that process specifically on how I navigate that, how I create that before I jump to how I start building those relationships with them? I'll take a quick second, let you guys ask some questions. No,
I guess
pretty
you
easy
have
so far.
MMI or something along those lines to look up to confirm the realtor's production.
Yep, correct. Redder. I like to use Redder and Model Match.
Mhm.
I like to use anything that's not insanely expensive. But yeah, absolutely. Like I use those tools because I like to be able to keep track of what people are doing, because if it's trending downwards, I want to have those conversations. Like, hey, John, I see your production's down this year. Like, what's going on? Like, what are you doing some different things? Like, what can we do? How could I help you? Right. And when you care about your agents or your referral partner's business to that manner, they're going to respect you way higher than they would by the guy that just calls and be like, hey, Aaron, I got the best rate. Send me your clients. I close in 12 days. They don't care about that. What do agents care about? Or referral partners really care about? They care about reputation. They care about making money. Like, that's why they're here. They need us to help, right? They serve us this filet on a silver platter, and it's our job to cook it perfectly. And they need us to do so. So we want to position ourselves not as someone as an order taker, not as someone that's like, hey, Mark, like, it's Alex again. I hope that you'd be sending me some of your business. Into me being your business partner. Hey, Mark, I want to work with you. I want to help you build your business. What are your goals as an agent this year? Okay, you want to do this much? Okay, how many calls are you making? How's your CRM, right? I position myself as someone in their sales process. How can I help you convert these clients? Because we have a higher chance, Mark, you and I as an agent and a lender, to convert business together if we're both on the front end in the trenches, following up with clients. So how do you get your leads now? Oh yeah, I get my leads from this source. Okay, you're already paying for that source. I'm not offering to pay. And maybe we can have that conversation later if this relationship pans out. But how about this? Give me access to all of your leads and let me follow up with you simultaneously. And let's see if we can get a higher pull-through rate, because there's going to be clients that want to talk to you and not me, and clients that want to talk to me and not you. And we can work together to convert this business. What do you say? And 9 times out of 10, you know what they do? Mark or Alex, here is my CRM. I'm paying $1,000 a month for it. Have at it. I'm not paying anything, right? I've positioned myself now as an authority in their business, as a business partner in their business. So John, you're right. We need to curate a list. We need to use tools to our advantage, see how much production people are doing, and then build out our list. So now you have your list. Now, I am a huge proponent. I was talking to someone in our community today. I run the LO Accelerator community on School. If you guys want to go, it's completely free. We teach you how to run webinars and get leads there. You guys have access to it. But someone was like, hey, I'm getting back into the business. Why wouldn't I go after 100 agents? And why are you suggesting I just go after like 20? Because I call it the Dream 20. And I told them, because it's very difficult to give 100 agents your full attention. And it's very difficult to go from 0 to 1 with an agent if they feel like this is a mass text or it doesn't feel authentic. So I like to create a Dream 20. These are the 20 agents that I want to go after the next quarter, okay? And I'm going to everything but stalk these guys on the internet, okay? I know that sounds really bad. Don't clip that, Devin. But we're going to stalk them. And that means we're going to add them on Facebook. We're going to add them on Instagram. Where they are, we're going to be. Maybe they don't use Instagram. Maybe they use LinkedIn. I'm going to be on LinkedIn. I'll use everything but Snapchat because I think that's for kids. But I'll follow them around and wherever they're at. And I'm going to make meaningful touch points with them. That means liking their content, commenting on their content, following them, reaching out to them via SMS, calling them. Like, you have all these resources to your disposal. I'm not saying one is better than another, but we need to use all of them. Now, the reason why I picked 20 is because not all 20 want to work with me. Not everyone likes me. Not everyone likes my personality or the way I do lending, right? So we don't need 20 to raise their hand and say, yes, okay, Shelby, I want to work with you. We did the math. We only need 8 or 9 or 10. So we only need a 50% conversion from the Dream 20 that we created that we know fit our buy box to now convert to actually start sending us business to then become their sole person in their business where they send us all their business. You guys follow me there? So how do I now stand out amongst the crowd? Well, number one, I already touched on it earlier in this video, where it's easier than ever. Believe it or not, I did a post yesterday. I think we're down 33,000 loan officers nationwide. 33,000. How many of those are in Texas or in Oregon or in Utah or et cetera, right? That's a meaningful impact. That's that's like the biggest mass exodus we've had in our industry since the 2008. So you guys are still standing. Well, what makes you different than the 33,000 that left? You guys are already established. You're already building your business. You're on this call today. You care about your business. You're looking for more ways to build it. So are your agents. Your agents, most of them are solopreneurs. They're by themselves. They're not on teams. Half of them don't even have a business email. It is like alexsellsrealestate@gmail.com. They don't have a CRM. They don't know how to run Facebook ads. They don't know how to run mailers to your local market. You see where the point I'm getting at? Your agents need your expertise that you guys deploy in your business every single day as much as they need it in theirs. Okay? So my entire position here is you need to position yourself as their business partner, not their vendor. I hate it when people call me a vendor. Oh yeah, Alex, will you bring lunch over today? Because we're going to do a vendor appreciation. I'm like, bro, I'm not your vendor. I'm not doing that. I won't even position myself as a vendor. I'm not coming if you call it a vendor. You can say it's Alex appreciation or lender appreciation, but I'm not your vendor. Because I want to be a business partner. I want to be someone that's going to build your business with you. I want to be someone that's going to be in the trenches with you. Well, what does that look like? Okay. So not only are we going to reach out to them cold on social media, you have to be able to build a honey trap. Okay. So here's phase 2. Phase 1 was the simple thing. Follow them on social media. Easy. Like their content. And if you're not good at that, here's a trick. You can go to their profile and get notified every time they post.
Hey, Alex, can I say something really quick to help with that?
Yeah.
If you're a client at Hova Digital, one thing that I do inside of my CRM is inside of opportunities, I have a checklist item of Facebook requests sent, LinkedIn requests sent, Instagram account followed, LinkedIn requests sent. So just let me know if you want me to set that up for you guys. The reason I do that is because when I'm trying to prospect for like new clients, one of the first things that I do is I follow them on all the social media accounts, because I've had multiple times they don't know who I am, and then like 3 months later I'll be like, how does this person even know me? It's because I'm following them and they're seeing my content. So there's ways I can help with that too. Because Alex, I love that idea. Just we need to push it more and make it more scalable for loan officers, so I can help track that basically in their account.
Yep, love it. So that's great. And I think you're going to be able to help with the second phase of this here in a second. But phase number 1 was curate your dream list, follow them on social media, notify yourself every time they make a post. Now, don't be creepy. Don't go and like every post right away. Like, you guys, you have to be likable. Okay. Like I have to put that out there, because some people are going to take this advice and literally be like, actually stalk them. Like, don't do that. Like, be someone that you want to work with. Okay. So I'm just going to throw that out there. But number 2, we need to build a honey trap. Okay. Now, here's what we're going to do. You're going to create a video, and there's multiple ways you can do this. There's multiple topics you can do this on. And what I like to do is I like to make a long form video. It is proven that if people watch a long form video, they have higher intent. In the day and age of TikTok and everyone's clicking, yes, there's time and place for optimizing for shorter videos. That's not what this is. This is a long form video. And it's going to be an open letter to your real estate agents in your market. And it's going to be any backdrop you want. Doesn't really matter. This doesn't even have to be highly produced. But here's what it's going to say. It's going to be a video of you, and it's going to say, hey, my name is Alex. I'm a lender here, XYZ. I've worked with over 1,000 families in our market to buy and get into a new property. And I've seen the craziest of stuff. I've helped people do X, Y, and Z. Buy with no money down, overcome DTI challenges. I've approved turn downs from other lenders, right? You see the point I'm getting at? I'm going to call out everything that the agent wants. And I'm going to say, I'm looking for partners that I can work with to close more deals with in 2026. If you're someone that would like to work with me and you're looking to enhance your team as an agent and you want to make more money this year, give me a call or comment down below. Okay. Now you're going to create this video, make it as long as you want. Okay. I really like making videos that are 6 to 12 minutes. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go on Facebook, and Devin can help with this. But you're going to get every single real estate agent that you just reached or that you have in your Dream 20. You're going to get all of their emails. Their emails are live. They're all on the internet. If they're a good agent, their phone number's there too, right? Because they want to be contacted about real estate. And you're going to create a custom lookalike audience in Facebook. This is going to get a little technical. And again, we can get deeper on this at a later time. But here's what you're going to do. You can market to this list of people on Meta. And so only they see this video. So here's what's going to happen. If you guys were all on this call, we're on my dream, there's 22 people on this call. If you guys were all on my dream list, here's what this would look like in real life. You're going to get notifications from Alex Hernandez following you. And over the next couple of weeks, you're like, damn, Alex is, who's this Alex guy, right? I'm going to click on their profile. Oh, he's a lender. Oh, that's cool, right? And next thing you know, you're going to start seeing videos of me on your Facebook feed saying, hey, my name is Alex. I work with X, Y, and Z. You know what happens after they start to see your face multiple times? Without even thinking about it, they start to build trust with you. They go, dude, this guy clearly knows what he's doing. He's clearly successful, right? Maybe he can actually help me. And that is what you want. Everyone focuses on outbound, and outbound is important. And you will be doing outbound to build your list of referral partners. Again, in this case, agents. You will rely on outbound, SMS, social media, XYZ. But nothing is more powerful than inbound. Because I promise you, Aaron, today, if you had an agent that reached out to you and said, hey, Aaron, I see what you're doing. I'd love to set up a call with you. Can we chat today? I would love to talk about real estate. The sell is already over. You already sold them and you haven't even talked to them yet. You get my drift? Because they're coming to you and they're going to say, Aaron, I trust you. You clearly know what you're doing. How can we work together? And that's what they're going to come to you for, the how. And then you're going to show them, hey, Mr. Agent, I'm not going to spend this whole time talking about me. Let's talk about you. How is your business? How many buyers did you work with last year? Now, they don't know that you're going after, you're specifically built a list. You already know their production. You already know this stuff, but you want to be able to get them to open up to you about their business. People are their business is the most important thing to them, especially if it took them a long time to build it, right? They're not going to just, any guy off the street, if Mark cold called me today, like, I'm not going to just start telling him all the dirty secrets and all the stuff in my closet. I didn't know my business, right? I'm going to have a guard up. So the point of doing this Facebook ad and creating this video is you're going to get people to start calling you inbound. And it's going to support your outreach actions as well. Because when you do reach out to them, and let's say they didn't reach out, Aaron, like no one agent called you yet. But when you say, hey, Alex, it's Aaron. I see the kind of business you're doing. I'm really impressed. I'd love to talk to you. I've got some ideas for you that I think could help you make more money this year. We can do some deals together. What do you think? They're going to say, bro, Aaron, I've seen your face all over my feed. I don't know what you're doing, but I see you everywhere. Like, I'm super happy you reached out. It's hardly even a cold outreach at that point, even though you've never talked. Because in their mind, they've already seen you. The best people, like some of the best referrals I get from agents are from other agents. It's the same exact thing we're replicating. Because if I work really close with Mark, who's an agent, and I say, hey, Mark, do you have any other really good agents like you, specifically like you, that you can introduce me to? They introduce me to someone else. They already trust me, right? Like, the speed to trust is so high versus here's what everyone does right now. They go, okay, I need to get some business for 2026. Okay, I'm going to go cold text 100 agents right now who I've never talked to. They don't know who I am. That doesn't go very well, right? Because they go, who is this freaking spammer trying to sell me a home warranty or like a car warranty, right? Like, people don't want to talk to people they don't know. They want to do business with people that they have high affinity for. Well, how do you build a high affinity without knowing you? You're going to use Facebook. Now, you've got your list. You've curated your list. You added them on Facebook and you created your video and you posted it. Now, here's another thing. You don't just have to market to those agents. You can actually go get all the agents in your county, and you can build a lookalike audience for the whole county. You could do that. Or you can do an audience with people that are real estate agents or realtors or XYZ, right? You can do that depending on your market. And still the same. The only issue there is you might be getting inbound from agents that might not fit your box, which again, that's also okay. So if you do not have a couple dollars every day to spend on this strategy, maybe $150 a month, $200 a month by running Facebook ads, I don't know what to tell you. But you should, right? You should prioritize that more than some of the other stuff that we pay for. Okay? Any questions so far on that strategy before I kind of jump into the next phase? I know it's a little technical. It's more technical than I let on, but it is, guys, with YouTube, you can learn anything. You guys know that with YouTube, and I think Devin can help with that as well. Anything else? Pretty good? Okay, I'm going to keep jamming, okay? Now, have you guys ever heard of retargeting ads? Ever heard of retargeting? Perfect. Retargeting ads are very cheap. So with your landing page, with Devin, with Hova, you can connect your Facebook pixel, and anytime someone lands on that, any landing page on your website, you can also send them retargeting videos. This is another audience you want to be able to send videos to with your Facebook ads, okay? So you are sending them to agents and any of your website visitors. Very, very easy, very, very cheap to run. Like you guys could literally, like in my market, I can spend $2 or $3 a day on retargeting ads. That's it. Very, very, very cheap. Some of the cheapest stuff that's out there, okay? So now that you've got your ad set up, you're going to start getting inbound just because now you have your ad set up. Now, here's a mistake I made when I first started running Facebook ads back in 2019, is I looked at, okay, I'm spending $150 today. I didn't convert any clients. This isn't working. That's not what Facebook ads are going to do. Your buyer cycle for your clients are long. I closed 2 deals for a client in December. One loan was $800,000. The other loan was $500,000. It took me a year and a half to close it, like for them to actually be ready to pull the trigger, right? A year and a half. So if I constituted success as like me converting that customer in 30 days, then I wasn't successful. But I just made 15 grand off these guys or more a year and a half later. So we have to be able to understand, like, it's hard to quantify the return on some of this money that you're spending. You might spend $800 or $1,000, but if it gets you a really good referral agent that's going to send you $3 million a year in purchase production, it's worth it every single time. Cool. So next thing, I kind of was dangling a carrot. I was like, well, how do we generate business with no money? I just showed you how you do it with money, right? But how do you do it with no money? Well, one thing that I did when I first started building my business was I would go to agents that, again, at the time didn't fit my buy box, but for you guys, they will fit your buy box. And I'd ask them, hey, Mark, how are you getting business right now? And most of them are going to say referrals, right? Or friends and family. And some of them may even say Zillow or Realtor.com. And yeah, we spend some money there. And they may even spend money with a different lender. Totally cool. Here's how you flip the script on them. And we're talking a lot about Facebook today. But I would say, Mark, how would you feel like you keep your ad spend with your other lender? Totally cool. No sweat. I'm not looking to kind of step on their toes by any means. You guys keep doing what you're doing over there. But I'd love to run ads for you under your admin page, and you pay for it. And we will both follow up with those leads together. I'll do all the work. I'll set up all the leads. I'll set up the content. I'll do everything. And you pay for it. Now, not everyone's going to say yes, but the majority of them are going to be like, oh, what the hell? Sure, let's do it. Well, here's what you just did. You, by using your skills and your expertise, you're going to help them run ads on their own platform. Nothing with your face on it, nothing with your mortgage company on it. You're going to help generate buyer leads or even listing leads, even though we don't directly benefit from those, right? And with the sole purpose of showing that, hey, I can help you build your business where no one else can. And again, you can't do this for 100 people. You can do this for 5, but you can't do it for 100. But you don't need 100. And then they're going to pay for it. And you're going to get every single one of those leads to follow up with $0 spent other than once you set up the ads. I don't know, Devin, what would you say? An hour? 2 hours?
Yeah. And I can show you guys, we're actually doing a training next week on how to set up your Facebook Business Manager. So if everyone can make it next week. And then we'll show you how to run your ads, how to go high level as well. They have a really easy way to run the ads too. So.
Yep, exactly. You guys are already working with Devin, who can help you with all this stuff. Like I had to learn this stuff myself on YouTube. I spent tons of money trying to figure it out. Tons of ads flopped. Like, and here's the reality. The reason why I like to go to agents, and it doesn't mean that I don't run ads specifically to my mortgage business, but here's the reality that we all have to realize is that people don't care about interest rates and loan programs until they have a property that they love. How many of you have clients reach out to you to be like, hey, Chad, I just want to talk about rates, man. I'm curious. I want to talk about loan programs, bro. They don't care. They only care because there's a house that they like. So we have to meet them where they want to be. And where they want to be is like, I want to go talk about square footage and I want to talk about floor plans. I want to talk about pretty kitchens, but I can't qualify for that, right? Or I don't know if I can qualify for that. That's when you come in. So I tell this to my agent, hey, agent, let's work this together. They want to talk to you. They don't want to talk to me. So let's get them in through the guise of, hey, let's look at these cool properties. Let me show you a list of all the houses under 500 grand in your market. They're going to reach out to you for it. And I'm going to follow up with them too. And for me doing the work and setting this whole up for you, this whole thing, you pay for it. And you know what they're going to say? Sure, I'll do it. Sounds good. And now you've got a steady flow of leads entering your business. And then what you do is you plug them into Hova Digital and you let your automations reach out to your clients. So now do you see what you're doing is you're putting all these little like fly traps out. You're putting all these lines. And now you got 7 or 8 different lines out there that maybe took a couple months to build. But next thing you know, you got this one closing, this one closing, this one closing, right? This is just one aspect of your business like we talked about. This is just your referral business. This is building trust with an agent. And if I can help you make money, Mr. Agent, would you be opposed to sending me the rest of your clients or all your clients? No, of course not, Alex. I'd love to do that. Fair enough, right? That's the last lesson I want to leave you guys today with before we jump into some rate update stuff is I spent way too long with a lack of confidence in my own capabilities in my own business, right? I was scared. I'll come back. I used to watch a lot of Gary Vee. Do you guys know who Gary Vee is? I think everyone enters Gary. I think Gary Vee is like the first phase of like getting into business, and then you kind of evolve out of it. But I thought this whole jab, right hook mentality of like, you know what? And I do still believe in it to a degree, but I would never ask for people's business because I said, you know what? I believe in the power of reciprocity, and I really do. But reciprocity only works if you ask for it. You got it. Like, I'm not saying for you guys to just put goodwill out there for the sake of you got to have something in return. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that if you are scared and don't have the confidence or the backbone to look an agent in the eyes and say, listen, I am the right guy for you and your business. I will help you make more money. If you can't do that or have that conversation, then you're going to struggle. Like I struggled. I struggled with that. I closed a guy a year and a half ago. He's my biggest agent account. They've got 10 real estate agents on their team. And his best friend was his lender. His best friend. Actual best friend. Like that dude was in his line at his wedding. They were friends from high school. And this guy knew his best friend wasn't cutting it. He wasn't servicing their business. He wasn't doing a good job. He only wanted to work on a paper. And they would send me all their overflow stuff anyways. They'd be like, hey, this guy can't get it done. Can you look at it? And I started closing some of those deals. And that's okay. Like some of you might find yourself in that second position, which is okay. But when it's ready to strike, you got to strike. So I want to tell you guys about a conversation I had. And I hope you can take some of this and have the confidence in your own business to go out today and then go into 2026 to kind of have the stomach to be like, no, dude, I'm the bee's knees. This is what I do, right? So I sat them down and they were like, they were kind of dangling this carrot to me, like, man, he's struggling, this. Like, what if we make the move to you? This was going on for like 2 or 3 weeks. And I just finally got to the point. I was like, I sat him down. I said, look, right now, because you can't run your business and because you value your friendship over the 10 people that trust you with their livelihood, you are costing all of you tens of thousands of dollars or more. This is verbatim, guys. I said, how would your agents feel if they knew that you had the solution here the whole time and you didn't take it because you were scared about hurting your best friend's feelings? When you know, because you've said it, he's not the right fit and he's not the guy that's going to help us get to the next level.
Hey, Alex, sorry, really quick. I have a call in 5 minutes, so I'm going to keep the Google Meet going because just really quick before I have to leave in 5 minutes for my next call. If you're with Hova Digital, we worked on a pretty awesome integration with Rate Update, and Alex is awesome. He's giving it for free for 6 months, so you don't have to pay anything. So he's not asking for any money.
About it. Yeah. I'll jump into that next after this. Okay.
If
Thanks,
you see
Evan.
me leave, guys, stay on the call. I'll send the recording for everybody. The Google Meet will still be up. It's just if you see me leave, stay on because Alex will go through that. So I just want to say that, Alex, in case.
Thanks, Devin.
So
appreciate you. But last thing, I looked him in the eyes and I told him that. You know what he said? He said, "You're right." The next week, the guy was out and I was in. It took a couple weeks. Like, it shouldn't have taken a couple weeks, but it's because I had the stomach to just be like, dude, you are hurting yourself and your business because you care more about a relationship that you have, which is still important. I'm not downplaying the relationship. I get it. It's your best friend, but it's hurting your business and you know it. And it actually reflects on you poorly if you allow someone else to hurt your business and the 10 other people that trust you with their livelihood. And he agreed. And ever since, that team sends me probably 40 transactions a year. Massive. It's a massive account. And I spend money in that account too. Like, with an account like that, I'm like, yeah, I will contribute $3,000 a month. Absolutely. Because you guys have, you meet my buy box. You guys fit my, my criteria and the standard that I hold for myself. Now I'm going to live up to the standard that I expect of myself, and I'm going to help you guys build your business. That's rock. And it's been great. So that is my process on how I built my business and how I'm going to continue to build it. I project we'll do 70 to 80 million this year. I still probably won't hire an LOA at some point. I don't know if I will, but this is, there's no magic to it. This is what it is. Answering my phone, working weekends, like working hard, just like many of you do too. But also using some skills that I've accumulated along the way and use them in a way that can get me the trust and the notoriety of the people in my market. Okay. So before I jump over to the rate update and the Hova digital integration and the partnership there, any questions on any of that? I'd love to jam on any of that stuff for maybe 5 minutes. Pretty easy. Did I do a good job? Hopefully I did a good job for you guys. Did I at least bring the energy? Did I bring some good energy today? Okay.
I thought you did.
Yeah.
I thought you
Hell
did.
yeah. Okay, good.
Really appreciate you being on there.
I love that. Love it. Okay, so I want to talk about rate update. Mark actually is someone that's used rate update since the beginning, and it's evolved a lot since the beginning. But if you are a member of Hova, I'm presuming everyone here is, we built a direct integration with Hova where you get rate update completely free for 6 months. Now our retail price is $39. We don't have any, crazy strings attached to that. It is literally what you see is what you get. And with the partnership with Devin, it is completely free for 6 months, like I mentioned, but the price goes to $20 a month going forward. Again, no strings attached. If you don't like it, you cancel it. No big deal. You don't like me, you cancel it. It's totally cool. But it's a great opportunity for you to get your feet wet and to use the platform and help you build your business. So do you guys know what rate update is? Have you seen it? Has everyone seen it before? No? Okay, sweet. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. At least I get to talk about what it is then before I tell you about the other goodies. So rate update is an interest rate digest that goes out to all of your referral partners and past clients. It is a email sending tool. So it is an email template, and we pull the national averages. And I'm going to share my screen here in just a second. And you have full control on the cadence and the frequency in which these emails go out. Now, these digests are completely branded to you and your business. Your headshot, your company information, and you can control the margins that go on those rates. So you can control them north or south up to 50 basis points of whatever the national average is. And the reason why we did that is because, number one, some people are like, hey, my rate's lower than the average. Okay, cool. So, well, we'll take the average, you can lower it. I want you guys to be able to best represent your business with this, okay? So I'm going to share my screen right now. And before I do that, I'm actually going to show, yeah, here, I'll do this. Share. Okay, this is my dashboard. This is my real life dashboard. So this is my business, okay? So I've got 492 leads in here. I've sent out about 17,000 emails. I'm averaging about a 28% open rate. Back in January, I'm about a 33% month to date so far. Now, here's what the template looks like. So this is what goes out to your customers. It says your May rate update or whatever month it is. You can completely customize the welcome kind of header here. So I put, we're seeing home buyers get incredible incentives paid by the seller to get better terms. Text or call me if you have any questions, right? We have conventional FHA, VA, USDA mortgages. You can control the margin here. So I can say, okay, I want to be 50 basis points higher than the average. I want to be an eighth of the average, just the average or below, okay? We have a 3-month trailing trend. You can customize the colors on this, okay? So this logo up here, I'm gonna do this in real time. You can actually change it to any logo that you want. So I put a little race car here. You can center it, you can put it to the right. So it is a email sending platform that you can send this template to your users and your agents. And I use this part of my agent strategy because guess what my agents care about? They want to know, hey, Alex, what are rates doing? Are rates getting better or are they getting worse? So I put them into the system and it gives me full control on who's viewing it and how many times they view it. We also have strike rate alerts. So I'm going to show you that here in just a second. But under the graph, we've got market update for my clients. They have a top of funnel landing page where it says get a quote from Alex, my headshot, my company information, and my mortgage application. So this is meant to be a top of funnel tool for people to remember who you are because you're delivering them interest rate insights that they are already looking for online, but they're not looking at them from you. Guess what they're looking at? Bankrate.com. How many of you guys want your clients to go to bankrate.com and then call you and be like, hey, John, Bankrate says the rate today is 5.8, right? You don't want that. You want to control the narratives. You don't want to tell them the exact rate that they can get today. You want them to call you and with curiosity, be like, hey, Mark, I got your digest. I see rates are improving. What does that mean for me for a refinance? Is it the right time or is it not? You want more touch points because you want to position yourself as someone of authority. You want them to remember who you are and to call you when the time comes, when they enter that buying cycle. So aside of being able to completely customize this and change the colors and kind of really make this yours, this is just the tip of the iceberg, right? This is what your customers get. But here's what you get. And here's why you need to be sending these out to your partners is because I can click on the activity and I can come in here and see all the clients that are opening up my emails in a timeline view. And I can go back and back and back and see all these people that are clicking on my emails. Jill Pedrola is a client of mine. She clicks on all the emails all the time. I don't know why she's always clicking on it, but that's a good sign. Because guess what? When Jill enters her buying window, guess what she's going to do? She's going to call me because she remembers who I am, right? Now, strike rates. How many of us here have clients with rates of 7 or 8%? For example, I got this client here. This is just a test, but it says 10%. Well, how many of your clients say, hey, John, give me a call when we're within the window to refinance? Probably the majority of us. And the majority of us are probably either doing that manually with a spreadsheet, or they're doing it like maybe you guys have a CRM that kind of does it. But what this does is it shows like when you import your leads from Hova, which is fully synced automatically, like this is completely plug and play to your platform with Hova. And let's say this client has a 10% interest rate. I can set up strike rate alerts to notify me once they are more than 1% different, or I can come even lower, right? So in this case, my reference rate's 5.77. Her rate is 10%. There's a 4% difference. I'm going to hit view lead and I'm going to call that lead and say, hey, it's Alex. How are you? Still looking to, I see you got a 10% rate. I can save you some money today. Cool. Coming out next week, we have a webhook where you can actually push these leads back into your CRM and push them to a specific automated campaign, which is really cool as well. Completely automated, by the way. Now, I want to talk to you about co-branding. So I talked about my dream agents, right? I can come in and create an agent and I can co-brand with that agent. So I can say, hey, Kate, how many clients do you got? Oh, you got 500 clients. How do you keep track of them? Oh, I don't really keep track of them. Most agents don't even use a CRM, right? Well, Kate, how do you feel about you giving me all of your leads, whether I did the loan or not? And I'm going to co-brand you on this rate digest, and I'm going to send it to these users every single month. And every month, they're going to get an email from me that shows them what the average rates are and what rates they can get. And it's going to show me and it's going to show you. And when they raise their hand to want to transact together, I'm going to send it back to you. Sounds good? Most of the agents are going to take you up on that. Okay. So you can completely co-brand your digest with your referral partners, which is really cool. And it's a great value add to those partners as well. Now, here is something else that you can do. I didn't talk about this before. Sorry, we have a big update going out. So I've got this thing that keeps going up, but let me go to segments right here. So you can create a segmentation. All right. So what a segmentation is you can completely segment your audience. I can create a segmentation and say, okay, these are all my past clients. And I want this to just go out every single month. I don't need this to go out weekly. They're not looking to buy. They just did a loan for them 6 months ago, right? I can co-brand it with an agent or not. Okay. See where I'm getting at? Now, every single one of your clients is going to get this interest rate digest from you monthly. And when they're ready to refinance in 12 or 24 months, you're going to be there because you've done a good job at staying top of mind. Now, what about your agents? I'm going to send it to my agents every single week on Wednesday. So every Wednesday, my agents are going to get an email from me and they're going to see what the average rates are that week. And then guess what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to call them. Hey, Mark, it's Alex. How are you, man? Hey, did you get my my rate update? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I just want to give you a heads up. Rates are moving in the right direction. With a buy down, we can easily get your clients down to 5.5%. We can, if you're getting any clients that are giving you the objection, hey, I'm waiting until rates get better, just let them know with seller paid closing costs, we might be able to get them their rate today, right? You guys see how I'm controlling that narrative? Here's what you don't want to be. Here's what loser speak is. When LOs say, hey, Mr. Agent, yeah, rates still suck, man. They're at 6.5 today. Yeah, it sucks. Hopefully it gets better. Hopefully. Dude, your agents don't want to hear that. They don't want to work with people that talk like that. They want to work with people that go, hey, rates are moving, things are moving, let's rock and roll, let's make some money. What are some objections you're getting? Here's how we can handle them together. Here's how we can do it. Oh yeah, we can get them 5.5%. We need $10,000 in seller pay closing costs. Can you negotiate that? Right? We're putting our heads together to convert business together. So all of my dream list of agents, guess what I do? I put them here. And I pepper them every single week. And I let them know, hey, I got an email coming out to you. It's completely free. It's just to provide you value so you know what's happening with the market. Sound good? Cool. Most of those agents are going to say yes to that, right? So I think that's it. I think that's everything we've gone over. Everything is, again, like I said, completely synced under integrations to Hova Digital. So once you connect your Hova Digital account, you can auto sync all of your users from your CRM directly to this. Last but not least, with a landing page, you can actually share these rates on your website that is in real time as well. And you can use this as intake forms. You can use this for, like tons of different use cases. Something that I've done is I've run Facebook ads to my local mart saying, hey, I'm Alex. I've worked with 1,000 customers here in our market. I have a tool called Rate Update. I will update you every single time the rates move. Submit your information here to make sure you get on that list. People will give me their email, who I don't even know who they are, just to get this content from me, right? So it's an insanely valuable tool that you don't get for hundreds of dollars. It's not hundreds, not thousands. Okay, it is completely free for 6 months, no strings attached. There's no upsell. There's nothing weird. And then if you still like it after 6 months, you keep it, and it's only $20 a month, which you actually just pay through Hova Digital. Hova will just add it as an add-on. Any questions about Rate Update and what it can do and how people are using it? We also have SMS coming out by the end of Q1 as well. So you will be able to send out agent SMS text messages with all the data probably by the end of Q1. So we've got a lot of cool things coming. So, and what popular question we've gotten is, hey, I'm already using Rate Update. Do I still get the 6 months for free if I'm with Hova? Yes. We completely eliminate the cost for you for that 6 months. So if you guys are using Hova, you have access to this. We're going to send the invites out probably tomorrow. I think there's a good chunk of users with Hova that you're all going to just have access to it. And then you'll be able to get your credentials. So other than that, I've kept you guys well over an hour, and my apologies for that. Hopefully that was worth your time. Hopefully. And hopefully you guys like Rate Update and want to use it. So if you guys want to join our LOA Accelerator community, again, some people, I've recognized some of you, Aaron, Mark, I've seen you in there. We got a lot of cool content coming out this upcoming year as well. We're bringing more people in, a lot of cool stuff. So that's completely free, just a resource to you guys as well. So I'm about to sign off. Any last words? Are we all good? Okay, I think we're all good.
Hey, real quick, Alex.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
What's up, Mark? How you doing, bud?
Good. So one thing I wanted to add was I'm not producing anything like you, but I'm starting to have success with certain realtor accounts. And a lot of top producers, right? It's our job to close loans. Okay, that's the bare minimum. A lot of top producers, I realize, are looking for people that can help them outside of real estate. A lot of people are struggling personally, whether it's with, drinking, alcohol, lack of working out. If you approach, your brand on socials from that and align with people like that are trying to grow, I've had a lot of success recently with that.
Awesome. And you're totally right. These agents, man, they're entrepreneurial and they want to build business. You're right. And they're like, anyone can close a loan. They can go to Chase Bank and get a loan closed. It might be a little painful, right? Or, but they can get a loan closed, especially really clean loans, and they can price them really well. And here's the reality. Your agents don't care about your rates. Like, I've had some agents that are like, well, how are your rates? And you're like, bro, how much do you make? I was like, you get 3%, bro. Like, come on. Like, they don't care. They care about, can we close deals and make money together? And can you help them? So I love that, Mark. And Mark, you're doing awesome, man. I'm super proud of you. And I see your closings on LinkedIn, bro. I'm always pumped when I see it. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're crushing it, dude. So cool. All right, boys, everyone, boys, girls.
Alex, I got a quick question, brother. Do we have to have Hova to use that? Because I use Go High Level. It's just okay.
Yeah, you don't.
Okay, just want to double check on.
Yeah. So with the LO Accelerator community, we do have a special code in there. So just shoot me a message. I'll get you the code. But it's not bucks. It's a little bit more, but it's not. Yeah, but you can still use it, and you can connect directly to High Level as well.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, sir.
Easy. If you have any questions, send me a message, guys. My line's always open. My cell's on there. My email. Just shoot me a message. Whatever you guys need.
Awesome. Nice job. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Talk to you guys soon.
Thanks,
Bye.
Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
Mm.